Alright, today guys we're gonna show you how to get around the Nook color registration. And this applies to new Nook owners, current Nook owners, people that are bricked, they want to unbrick or restore, just things like that. So current Nook owners who already have CM7 installed or whatever you're running, or current Nook customers or whatever they're running, the Nook software obviously. You want to back everything up, so go into Clockwork Mod, back everything up, then take your SD card out, put it on your PC, whatever, and then you're going to format it. For all the other Nook customers, you're going to need to format your SD cards as well. And the first thing we're going to start out with is restoring our Nook back to 1.01 stock. So I've already put a SD card in my slot down there, and you need a regular card reader to do this. So we're going to start out with a restore kit. So whatever your size of your SD card is the size of the file you need to burn. So I got a 2 gig card in my slot. I'm going to use a 2 gig Clockwork Mod file. So we're going to open this right here because it's going to be tar.gz, and you're going to extract it. When you get done extracting it, it's going to look like that, a .img file. With that, you're going to need another program. It's called Win32 Disk Imager. If you open that up, you're going to unzip it, and you'll have all these files in one folder, except for this one, that's just mine, extra file. But from GL2 down, those will be the files that you have. Then you're going to open up Win32diskimager.exe. It'll look like this, and what you're wanting to do is going to click this browse button here, and you're going to navigate, obviously with this, to where the software 2 gigabit Clockwork Mod whatever 07 image is. So that's the file you want to select, and hit save, and then it goes into this little window right here. Now according to whatever drive letter your SD card is, mine is on H, you're going to go into my computer and look to see where it's at, and then you want to click write. Close that out. Close that out. Once you click write, there's another window that'll pop up, and you'll need to click yes on it to accept the warnings and so forth. I've already done this, so I'm not going to have to do it again. So I'll minimize that, and I'll show you what it looks like here. You get these 4 files: MLO, U-boot, U-image, U-RAM disk. Once it burns the SD card, and then you're going to take this file right here, Nook Complete Restore 1.01, drag it over, and then drop it, so it goes on to the SD card like this as well. So once you're done with that, you can go ahead and eject. If I can get down there and do it, I just do it right here. You're gonna eject whatever drive. Whoops, not that one. There it is. You're gonna eject it, so it's basically it'll go away. The window will. Now my device is bricked, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, when you're bricked, your device basically is just sitting there and it's not going to do anything. It's just stuck. So I bricked it, and now I want to have to get around the brick and get, basically back and fix it. So we're going to take that card that we just burned off. You're probably going to have to pause your video to get where I'm at, so that's fine. You can go ahead and do that and catch up. So we got this card in there. And what this is going to do is you hold down this start button until it turns off, or the power button. So all you, like I said, all the current people running their software, doesn't really matter where you're at. I just started from a brick stage. You can start basically in CM7, just like I said, back it up, and then once you're done with everything, you can restore your original backup when you reboot into Clockwork Mod, and you'll just be right back to where you started. This is just a demonstration. If you want to try to go through it, go ahead, that's fine. And if not, that's fine too. But for all the people that don't want to register, you can get around it. You do not have to do it. So we'll hit the start button till it flashes. There it goes. Skull and bones come up. Okay, now we're in Clockwork Mod, and this is just the typical thing that you would do when you get bricked, or you want to restore it, or you want to unroot it to get back to factory condition right out of the box, basically. So with this set of instructions, use your up and down arrows to navigate up and down, your volume buttons I should say. We're going to go down to mounts and storage. Use your N key to select. We're going to go down to format system. Your N key again. Volume down. Yes format. Hit in. Takes a little bit. Okay, that's done. The next one here is usually where you get caught up, but when you go to format data, some of you probably will, I usually do. When you go to do that, it'll say error formatting data, but that's alright. I don't know why I'm getting it, but some of you might. If you do, you do. So we'll just skip it anyways. It doesn't really matter. We'll go to format cache next. Well, format data does matter, but we'll get to that here in just a minute, and I'll show you how to do it. But we're going to format cache first, or next I should say, after system, data, then cache. Hit your N key to select it. Go down to yes format, hit in, and it formats it. Okay, that finished up. And we got the last thing here. We want to format is the boot. So we'll hit N and format the boot. And you'll notice probably you're going to get hung up here. It'll say it's done, but it's froze up. So what you're going to do is hold down your power button to get out of this anyways. Hold down your power button. That'll turn it off. And hold your power button in again. The flash comes on. Pull your hand off of the power button after it flashes. Clockwork Recovery again, Clockwork mod. Now we want to install zip from SD card. Hit in to do that. Choose zip from SD card using your arrow, your up and down. Hit in again on choose zip from SD card. Nook complete restore is going to be the only thing there. So just hit your in key and then go down to install Nook complete restore 1.0.1.zip, and that'll start installing. I got a couple things I want to mention. They say you don't have to, well, I'll say you don't have to register, but technically you really do have to register if you want to download books from Barnes & Noble or anything like that, or if you want to utilize any of their services. Yeah, you do have to register, but being required to register, it's kind of a two-way street, really. It's not a one-way. They tell you this because they want you to register your device, obviously, but the way they put it, the way they word it, is that, yeah, you have to register. Well, if you're going through your Nook Color, you're only sending them information to register an account online. So, like an email address and a password which you would use to log into whatever, a bank or whatnot. But it's just to their website. You gotta go on the website after you're done with this, and you gotta put in the same information. You gotta log in, then you gotta go to another section. It's like My Nook, and then from there you link your Nook to your online account, and that completes the online registration. Well, the first time I did my Nook, when I first set it up about 3 weeks ago, I registered an account, and I didn't really know. I thought I registered the whole thing, like my Nook's registered because I signed up and did all this stuff through the Nook, but officially it wasn't. So when I got bricked the first time, because I tried to use Honeycomb 3 on an SD card, and I had CM7 installed already. So when I tried to do that off an SD card, it bricked it, automatically bricked it. So I had to use like this, guess you could call it a tutorial on how to unbrick, restore, and so forth. I use this tutorial I'm showing you to get my Nook unbricked and back to factory and start over again. I was going to have to do that anyways because my account didn't get fully registered, I found out. So I had to get back to start, and that's how I did it, by doing this. And it looks like we might be hung up, but we're not. Just give it a minute, 10 minutes at the most, and don't rely on the progress bar. Sometimes it drags, or sometimes it mostly drags behind. But when you get to the point where you put in your email address and your password to finally register it, or at least register for an online account, for those of you that do want to utilize Barnes & Noble's website for their stuff, their books, your magazines, go ahead and register. It's not a bad thing at all, and I don't deter you from anybody from doing that if that's what they want to do. But you can still utilize certain things like CM7. You can still install Nook software on here, Barnes and Noble software. Plus, you can install Kindles if you want to. So, once you get done here, you're going to take your SD card out. I don't know, I think they just tell you that you have to register it, and then it goes into their system, and that's the way they have for tracking for marketing, sales, stuff like that. That's my opinion, but anybody can say whatever. We're going to hit the back button, and this is basically power. Go back one, and you're going to go to reboot system now. Hit in. Touch the future of reading. Now with all luck, this thing will boot up, but the past couple times I've done this, it gets hung up into this boot loop on the next screen. If I'm sure it'll go to it, but it always gets hung up on the white screen that says Nook color. And then once it gets past that, it's supposed to go into the part where the lady's at. But we'll see. And that's what I don't get. This is from the black screen. This is what I don't understand. I did this a couple times, and it's technically not supposed to do this, but it did it one other time for me, and it looks like it's doing it again. The first time I hacked it, the registration side of it, it did this. But I don't think it got past it. And what ended up happening was I got back to the part where the video is, with the lady standing there, but I still was rooted. And it looks like I still am because the black screen. That's only happened once, and it's probably still stuck in a boot loop, I don't know. So wait a minute and see. I think I am, but I don't know. Maybe not. Yep. So I might have to go back and redo the file one more time. So it looks like it's basically hung up. Last time I did this, man, it just went straight into the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. Turn it off. Okay. Let's put the card back in. Try it again. Now for some of you that might not happen. So pretend it didn't, and if it did, follow my steps. If it didn't happen and you got to the white screen and it's just it's hung up, just wait for a second, because I usually have to deal with that coming up if we get back to it. So mounts and storage, if anybody had this happen, just follow my lead. I'm going to start over here. Format system. Yes. if we get stuck on the white screen where no color's at, that's probably where some of you are stuck. So like I said, just wait a minute, because there's another step that we're going to have to take, another couple steps that we're going to have to take to get past that screen and get booted back into their stock. Alright. I know we can't do data, but try it. Format. Nope, it says error. Formatting data. Every time. There we go. That was cache. I just went to and formatted it. Hit yes. But yeah, I only partially registered, and when I did that, I didn't finish registering. So when I got bricked and went back to the original software, and then I tried to go in again and register my email address and all that, they wouldn't let me pass that point. They said that I had an invalid user, invalid pass. Format cache. So yeah, we just did that. Alright, format boot. And yes. So yeah, they wouldn't let me get back on my account because I didn't fully register. I didn't even realize it. Go back one. Oh, that's froze up, isn't it? Okay. Power off then. So yeah, I couldn't get on it. I tried to go to the website. I could log in on their website, but when I went to the My Nook tab and tried to sign into that, because I never did, it said that there was already a customer, or no, they said there were no customers in their system that had that email address or that password. Well, that threw me off. I was like, what? You know, because I signed up, I thought, fully registered, I thought, but nope. A couple days go by, install zip from SD card, if you remember that, and then choose zip from zip card, from SD card. Zip complete restore, or Nook complete restore, hit enter, or N I mean, yes, install, and then hit N again. So a couple, 2-3 days went by, and then I started seeing messages like I tried to log in and it wouldn't let me. On the regular website, it wouldn't let me log in. So I started thinking like, well, maybe if you don't register the whole device fully, within a few days, their systems start to like drop people out of their database, I think, or they put some kind of restrictions on it because they didn't fully register it, or it's only half registered. Like for some people, I used to work at an ISP, and you would give them an email address, okay? You get 2 free email addresses with your account when you set up an internet account, and then they never go in and log into it for the first time. And what happens so many days after that, if they don't ever use it, it drops the account out of the system, where it goes to an inactive status and then drops it out of the system. Well, I think that's kind of what happened to me. I couldn't fully register it, so I got stuck at a point where I couldn't get past the registration. I had to call, I had to get the procedures for registering and deregistering and re-registering, which is all possible, but you have to be booted up into their software. So I had to restore it back to 8.1, which is what I'm showing you how to do. And then from there, we're going to get back into their stock software, all the way up to the point where it asks you for the email and password again. And that process is it's A and B, kind of like that. You're doing this A part on this to register your online account, and the B part of it is doing the My Nook registration on the website, and that will link your Nook back to the online account. That will fully register it. The users that haven't done anything with their Nooks yet, that haven't registered at all, then you've got two things to do, and that's forward and backwards, A to B. The people that already have an account online, if you already have an account established, then what's going to happen is when you go through here and you put in your user and password that you use for online on their site, it'll automatically link them together. So you've registered your Nook that way by going through this. So the process I'm going to show you is basically not doing either. Or you can sign up online without still registering this. In fact, we don't even have to take it to the registration part at all. We could stop straight up at the video where it asks you to skip it and not have to go on, turn it online, go to the internet, do nothing. We could root it right there, install CM7, and we're good. All the techniques and things that I'm showing you, it's on the tutorial side of it. It's all been written. It's all been out there for I don't know how long. I've seen it. I just bought my Nook like 3 weeks ago. This thing's taking forever. And I read about it. I read all the different tutorials. And I think I put like 6 to 8 different tutorials together to come up with one solution that utilizes all of those tutorials to get past the registration. And I don't think there's a tutorial out there, or there's anyone out there that's done this yet, from my knowledge. I've read a lot of posts on XDA, on Nook devs, and just in general, I've Googled it, and I see a lot of people asking about it, about their passwords. Okay, we went back one, and then we're gonna hit reboot system now. You gotta take the SD card out. But yeah, on Google, I haven't seen nothing but people asking about the password part of it, but nobody from I can tell has actually done it, like got around it. So reboot system now. Oh well. I don't quite think this is gonna work very well. There's an alternative to this. There's people that are stuck at the white screen. It'll say Nook color when it first boots up. You're gonna have to do the same procedure I'm probably gonna have to do right now because we're hung. And the install off of that disk, it's not working. So let me take a look here. I think it's called the oops. Where is it at here? basically we're just gonna have to power down again. We're gonna have to do the 8 failed boot, or the 8 failed boot attempts to get it to go back to where we want it. Okay, to do that, you gotta power on. You need to get it up to 8 failed boot accounts. So touch the feature where it's reading. When it's about to go off here, you hold the power button in. When the N comes up, let off. As long as it doesn't get to the never mind, that would be the splash screen. Start over. Hold the power button in. Turn it off. Okay. Trying to remember how to do this correctly here. Power on. When the touchy feature reading is just about to go out, hold that in. Power button in anyways. And then let off. Okay. So that's one because it didn't get to the Nook color. And people that are on the white screen, you're doing the same thing I'm doing right now because you're hung up. You should be in a loop, but it just sticks there on the Nook color on the white screen. So we're gonna do. You're doing the same thing we're doing right now. You're gonna hold the power button in, let off. Hold the power button in. When the N comes up, let off. I probably did it wrong. Yeah, I did. So if it goes back to the Nook color screen like this, even in the white screen, you're gonna have to do the same process. It starts over your boot count. So we gotta get up to 8 first. So I'm gonna turn off again. We start over. Try it again here. Touch the feature of reading. That's just the first part. Hold it down. N comes up. There we go. That's 1. Okay, we'll do it again here. Turn on. Let off. Turn on. N comes up. And it's off. That's 2. Power on. Let off. Give it a few seconds here. Power on. Hold it. The N comes up. Let off. That's 3. Power button down. Let off. Power down. Let off. Was that 4? Power down. Let off. Power down. Let off. 5. Power down. Let off. Power down. Holding it. N comes up, 2-3 seconds, goes off. So it's 6, isn't it? Power down. Power off. Power down. In. There we go. Well, I don't know if that's 6 or 7. I'll know here in a minute. you'll notice some funky looking screen here in just a minute, and usually after that screen you got one more to go, typically. Fail boot count before it hits 8. Sometimes they say 8, but man, I've done it like 10 times before. Well, any day, I don't know, it's like 10. Any day. I think I freaked it up. Yup. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video.